Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Mothers Without Borders Google Plus Hangout. We're so happy to have you here and excited to talk to you today about our program that we have to volunteer in Africa this summer. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, and my name is Shelly Noftle. I'm a team leader with Mothers Without Borders this summer. I'm going again as a team leader in July. And Kathy wanted to be here today so much, but she was feeling really sick today, so she's asked me to step in and fill in for her today. So we'll just talk a little bit about what the programs are like, what we do when we're in Africa, why they're so impactful for people and for families and children. Life is welcome, and we're happy to have them come on our teams. We love having different perspectives and stages of life because everyone brings something unique to the table. So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself, and then we'll go into a little bit more details about the program. So I first heard about Mothers Without Borders about 10 or 11 years ago. I was attending a women's conference near my home in Seattle, and one of the speakers just spoke about her experiences in Africa, and she showed some pictures, and she talked about a special girl that's very dear to the hearts of the people of Mothers Without Borders named Carol Zulu, and it just really touched me. And she didn't really talk a lot about it, but after that I checked out the program, and about 4 or 5 years later I was able to go as a volunteer the first time to Mothers Without Borders with Mothers Without Borders in Zambia. And I just have to tell you that it was just one of the most life-changing experiences I've ever had. And from there on, that was in about 2011, and I've gone every year since then. I've been lucky enough to be able to go as a team leader on 4 or 5 different teams. So that's been a real blessing in my life. And I've been able to take all of my children and my husband and at different times, and we've enjoyed doing that together. So if you're here thinking about doing it with a family member or a friend, I can testify that it's definitely a great experience for learning more about each other, strengthening those relationships, as well as just the humanitarian. So let me just get in a little bit about what we do and why we bring teams to Africa. So we at Mothers Without Borders, we just truly believe in the power of love and the power of people's hearts to change the world. And we fully understand that in 10 or 11 days we're not going to solve the problem of AIDS or hunger in the world, but we do know that every person matters, and every thing we do while we're there matters to someone. And so that's really the perspective that we have when we bring volunteers there. Over the years, I've really seen the life-changing effect that volunteers have on the people there. I've had the chance to go when there's not teams there and talk with the people that we work with on a daily basis. We have a large property there. There's many acres, and we have a school and we have an orphanage, an orphan care center, and we have large gardens, and we have a chicken coop, large chicken raising project there, and just lots of different things going on. We're trying to raise money now to build a bigger school and some other projects that will bring income and help the site be self-sustaining. But when I have the chance to go there and talk to the staff that works there year-round, they just tell me how much they look forward to when the teams come, because they can really feel the love that we bring. And we also bring hope, because I know, I won't speak for everyone in Africa, but for a lot of the people that we work with and serve in Africa, they really feel like people have forgotten about them, and that nobody outside of their family, maybe, or immediate circle really knows what's going on in their lives and really cares about it. So when we come, it doesn't matter if we're there for a week or a day or an hour, we're able to tell them, we see you, we hear you, we want to understand what's going on in your life. We want to feel what's going on in your life. We want to be there for you and do what we can to ease your burden and share our hearts and our love with you. So I know from them extremely impactful it is when the teams come. And yes, they love when we paint their buildings or garden or dig the trenches. They love, of course, when we can provide physical labor and help with those tasks. But honestly, the biggest impact that they tell me is that they just so appreciate the love and kindness and caring that we bring when we come. So that's kind of why we bring volunteers. We're all about making the world a better place, sharing our love and hope with each other. So on that note, I'll discuss a little bit about the different things that we do on an expedition team and some of the different places that we visit. So first, let's talk about a typical day. A typical day in Zambia with Mothers Without Borders looks a little bit like we get up fairly early in the morning to get ready for the day, around somewhere by chance if you'd like to do some exercise. There's a place where you can go walking or running. There's a yoga class that we provide and a meditation class. Everything, those are all optional. You're welcome to participate or sleep in and get a little extra sleep. And then we'll just kind of finish getting ready for the day and then meet together and have our morning meeting. And these are for the Knowing Love Works teams, which is the team that I lead in July. That's the team I lead. And I'll discuss really briefly, we also have a special projects team in July, so I'll discuss that in a minute. But first, for our Knowing Love Works team, we'll meet together, and Kathy will present a principle that day. And we get a chance to learn from her, and she's a wonderful public speaker, and she's funny. She has stories from like 20 years of doing this work. She's just a really, really great person. People come just to hear her and learn from her. I know that's why I kept coming back, because I kept wanting to learn more and more from her. So we have a meeting up there, and Kathy will kind of teach the Knowing Love Works class. And she'll also talk about maybe where we're going that day if it's a new place. And she'll talk about some of the problems in sub-Saharan Africa, about the AIDS crisis, about just different things that are affecting the people that we might interact with that day. And then she will, again, talk about that principle. And then we're out in the community for about 6 or 7 hours, going to different locations depending on the day. And at the end of the day, we gather back together. We have a delicious dinner, and we kind of have a little bit of downtime. And then we meet together for an evening class or meeting. And in that meeting, we just get a chance to just talk a little bit about our day. Everyone will have a chance to share and talk about maybe some aha moments that they had that day, or something that they learned from the people that they interacted with that day, or something they noticed, something they were wondering about. Sometimes people share things that are really bothering them and troublesome to them, because we definitely do see difficult things. But we found that these meetings really help to form a bond between the team, but also to give people a chance to process a lot of the things that they've seen and gone through during the day. So that's a great time, and I really strongly feel it's one of the reasons that people keep coming back. We have people who've come 8 or 9 times on teams, and we go to the same places every year, so they're not coming for a new experience, but I think that they're coming because what they learn is so impactful, and the friendships that they make both on the team and with the Zambian people truly are life changing. And I know that I have friends from the first team that I ever went on that we're still in contact with, that are really truly some of my best friends, and same with all the teams that I've had the privilege of being on. So we have that sharing meeting, and then in the evenings we just you'll have time to just maybe write in your journal or find a little bit of quiet time to just just process through, discuss that night, or to have a quiet talk with some of the other team members and that kind of thing. So some of the different places that we go when we go on expedition well, first let me just say that that's one of the things I really, really loved about going on a Mothers Without Borders team the first time, was that you don't just go to one place, and you really get to see a broad overview of the world that these people live in, of the problems, of the different circumstances that people find themselves in. You meet such good people who are doing good things in their community, just people with hearts of gold who've really given up a lot and sacrificed a lot to help those in their community who are struggling. And so we take you to those places and you get to interact with people there, and just salt of the earth kind of people that will impact your life just by listening to them and hearing their stories. So some of those places that we go to a baby orphanage, and that everyone looks forward to that day because they get to play with babies and hold babies and love the babies, and so that's always a favorite day. We get to go to a hospital. It's the biggest hospital in Zambia. It's called the University Teaching Hospital of Zambia, and we get a chance to visit a couple of different locations there, and that can be very impactful for people. We also get to go to a village and see what a typical village is like and how people live there, and visit with people in their homes and see what their homes are like, ask them questions, as well as just play a lot. That's one thing I should say, is that on any team, but particularly a Knowing Love Works team, you will have the chance to play with kids a lot. And what we found to be true, which is kind of something that in psychology today they're learning, is that a chance to play is a chance to heal. And a lot of these kids are just in very difficult circumstances. And so when we're able to just play with them, it allows them to be a kid again, just for that short time that we're there. And they, we do go to the same village, a few different times, and so they really look forward to when the volunteers come and they get to play. And so we also do a lot of reading books with them, jump roping, playing tag, just simple things that they don't get to do in their everyday life. We also sometimes get to meet with the women in the village, and that's an awesome experience. I can't describe it. They just are so welcoming and just full of love and joy, and they're very open, and they discuss things that are going on in their lives, and they're just super loving and welcoming. So that's a great day. We also have the chance to visit a street kids center that's run by just remarkable people who've really dedicated their lives to helping these children, sometimes as young as 9 or 10 years old, who spend their life on the streets. They usually come from a home where their parents have died, or they have an older family member who's not able to care for them, who's tried but not been able to care for them. And so they wind up on the streets, and these organizations have been created just by local people. They're not government run, that provide food and a place for these kids to come during the day to eat a meal or two, shower, be tutored a little bit. Some of them desperately want to learn how to read or do different things, and so there's a little bit of opportunity there for them to do that. And so when we go to that location, again, we do a lot of playing and reading and playing soccer and just connecting with those kids. Another place that we get to go is to what would be maybe termed a slum area, but in Zambia they're called compounds. And so it's just a peri-urban area where people have just put up houses on land that they don't technically really own, but it's just grown and grown and grown. And there's many of them around Lusaka, the capital city. But there's one in particular that we go to, and we get a chance to go with a home-based care worker that takes us around to the people that she's responsible for checking on. It's a volunteer program. It's a wonderful program that was started by a nurse in Zambia who saw a need again and just wanted to help. And so we get to go and meet with their patients, as they call them, and just offer our love and kindness and try to give our hearts to the people and understand what's going on in their lives and kind of have our perspective opened. And then in the afternoon, we get to help. Sometimes we get to help the kids. There's a school organization in that area that provides free lunch to the children. So sometimes we get to help give lunch, but most of the time we just play a lot. Soccer is a big thing, again, jump rope, reading books, that kind of thing. And then there's a few other locations that we go. We'll give you a chance to do a little bit of souvenir shopping. One of the places that we take you is this really wonderful craft village where people that are just true artisans make wooden crafts and drums and all sorts of just beautiful African fabric items and paintings and anything you can imagine you could find there. And you'll have an opportunity to do that so that you can take some treasures home and for people back home and remember your trip by. And then the majority of our time is spent on our property that I mentioned earlier. And so on the property, that's where we will do our work project, whatever it is. And sometimes it's 2 or 3 different things, and we'll just do whatever's needed. And like I said, it can be anything from painting the walls to digging. One year we dug a trench and laid rock in it. We've laid pebbles so that during the rainy season the pathways are nice and dry for them so that they're not stuck in the mud. We've done just lots and lots of different things. A couple years ago we built a big chicken coop thing, and so it'll just depend on what's going on at that time of year. That whatever's needed, that's what we do. But there's always something you can do. I know before I went, I was a little bit like, I don't really know how to fix anything. I'm not handy. But all the projects that we do are very straightforward, and we always have local people that are there to help us. And so even my little one, I brought her when she was 8, her first time, and she was able to help shell corn, which is taking the corn off the husks, the dried corn off the husks. And so there's something for everyone. So don't feel intimidated by that work part at all. So we will do our work projects there. We also have an opportunity to visit with the people there, the staff that I kind of mentioned that just love when we come and visit them. And then we also get to play with the kids. So, again, we get to play with the kids and jump rope and read to them. And it's also a time where we can do a little bit more involved things. Sometimes they will ask us, the local staff will ask us to maybe teach a little mini lesson on how to be a good friend or teach them a song or something like that. So sometimes we have the opportunity to do that. They also sing and dance for us, which is a huge treat. So those are the basic things that we do when we're on an expedition. So I think I just kind of, before I open it up to questions, I wanted to just tell you that for me and my family, this experience has been life-changing. And it's a combination, it's a beautiful combination in my mind of humanitarian service and giving and giving of your heart, combined with the chance to really grow personally and to really learn about how to put into practice the things that I always wanted to be better at listening to people, or I wanted, sometimes I get caught up in everything and I want to, I need to be present more. And it's just such a really beautiful opportunity to practice those things without the distractions that are back home. we take care of everything for you, so you don't have to worry about a schedule or doing or cooking or laundry or anything. We're just there to just be, and you can just be you. You can just feel the love of the people there. You can share your love, and it's just a life-changing experience because of that combined opportunity of personal growth with service. And so it really changed the direction of my life. I don't even know where I'd be if I hadn't had that experience, and the chance to meet wonderful people on my teams and in Zambia has been life-changing. And Kathy in particular, the love that she has for everyone who comes on the teams, and the dedication that she has to make the world a better place, and that includes helping the team members to be their best selves. I really admire that, and that's why I went back the second time, and why I keep going back is just to keep learning from her and growing every year. So before we open up to questions, I did want to quickly just tell you that we have 2 teams that are open this year. We fully realize that this year might not be what was in your plans, and so please don't let that stop you. We already are taking applications for next year, and even if you are thinking it's a couple years away, we would love to just stay in touch so that we can keep you updated onto any changes or the dates that are coming up or anything like that. So there are 2 teams that are still open. There's friend. Our team is July, we call it the July A team, and it is from July 2nd to July 15th. And those are the dates we leave and depart. We leave the U.S. and then depart Zambia. And then we also have, and that's a Knowing Love Works team, that team is. And then we also have a second team that we just opened up, and we need to have 10 people sign up by Friday. So if we get that team will go forward. And if we don't, then that's okay. We'll just keep everyone on a list for next year. But that team is what we call a special projects team. And it's also a wonderful team. And it's a really perfect opportunity for people who don't have 15, 16 days to devote to a trip like this. So that program will run for 7 days, and with travel time, it'll be 10 days, about 10 days that you would be gone from your life at home. And it's also less expensive because of that. And the information about that is on the website. I'm going to try to post a link to the website here in a minute, but you can find out more information about that. The team leaders for that team are wonderful people. I had the chance to meet them in the fall, and they're just super, super fun. And I mean, you'll just have a great time. It's a husband and wife, and they've been to Zambia, and they're just excited about being able to be team leaders. So if that sounds appealing to you, it's a great opportunity to have the experience, but if you have a shortened amount of time, then that might work really well for you. So let's see, I think that was it about those 2 teams. At the end here, I'm going to post a link, and we would love if you would click on the link and go and fill out a survey for us. And that'll just help us as we move forward. But for now, I'm going to open up for questions and answers. Sorry, this is my first time using this, so I hope that I can get it right and pop open the questions and answers. Okay, I think we're ready. So if you, okay, I see I have a question here. What was your biggest fear before going the first time, and how was that resolved? Awesome question. Okay, so there was probably 2 things that were my biggest fears. One was just, was it safe? And I wasn't as worried about that as my husband was, because I went on my own the first time. And so that became very, very clear. I mean, Kathy was very good about saying it's a very safe country, and you're always together in a group. But once I got there, I realized everyone is so friendly, and we stay together, and we're always in a group together, and so it's very, very safe. So if that was one of your concerns, you can feel at rest about that. It's so safe. I've brought my little children. So, and then another one that I was worried about was just if I would have something to offer, because like I said, I didn't feel like I had any special training or anything that would contribute. But I learned really quickly that what I had to offer was my love, and that was enough. So please don't let anything stop you. You are enough, and what you bring with you that's most impactful is you. So hopefully that answered that question, Becca. How much does it cost, and what if I don't have the money to come yet? Oh, great. Also good questions. So the program fee for the Knowing Love Works team is $2,675, and then you will also buy your airfare on top of that. And the airfare can range anywhere from about $1,800 to $2,400, $2,500, just depending on the time of year that you go and when you're able to buy your ticket. So if you don't have your money to come yet, then there's lots of different options. You can plan to come next year and start fundraising now. And we have a great packet that we can send you that will help you to fundraise. We've had people that have had very, very good success with different and doing completely different things. So you can kind of look at the list and see, this sounds like something I could really do. This really speaks to me, and you could fundraise doing different things. Some of the things we've had people do are anything from, a giant garage sale that people have donated items to the latest thing that was really successful actually was just a lady. We have a point-by-point article we can send you about how she raised double the amount that she needed just by sending out emails and following up with phone calls to people that she knew. And she laid it out step by step how she did that, and she raised the money in a very short period of time. In fact, we've had a few different people who've raised the money in a very brief period of time, like 2 to 3 weeks, they've raised all the money. So, we hope that money doesn't stop people, because we've seen the power of being intentional and the money just seems to work out when you put, your faith behind it, I guess. So, we are happy and willing to help out with ideas for fundraising. And it's not too late to fundraise for this year. We have a couple of people who are coming on board just now who are fundraising for it, and they'll make it. I totally have confidence that they'll be able to do that. So those are kind of some ideas. We've had people who have used company matching programs, and those are huge helps too. So lots of ideas that we can help you with. So don't let money be something that stops you from coming. We would love to be able to help you figure that part out. And then let's see, another question here from Katie. Do you do any trips later in the year? I'm interested in going, but I'm in school from April to July. Oh, really good question, Katie. We don't typically do any that are in the fall, which it sounds like that might be the best time for you. Partly we don't do winter because it's rainy season, and we can't even get out to the CRC, which is our Children's Resource Center, because it's so muddy when you get out there, really. So we typically don't do teams during rainy season. However, our April teams can be fairly early in the month. So I don't know when school starts, if it's I don't know when the April time starts, but that could be an option for you. Another thing to keep in mind is that next year and going forward, we are going to be doing shorter teams. And if we know that we have a group of 10 people that would like to come in September or ways to work that out. Kathy's always willing to look at if there's already a group of people together. She can typically find a team leader who will be able to take a team at a different time of year. So the only thing would be that it would kind of be on you to find a group of 10 or more people to go with. So that's one of the. It's possible. It could be an option. Right now we don't offer it as a big group. putting it out there on the internet, but we can work with you for smaller groups. So, any other questions? I'll wait a second and see if anything comes to mind. Make sure I covered everything. I'm going to try here to post, while we're waiting to see if there's any more questions, the link to the website. Fill out the survey, see if that worked. Maybe Becca or Tanner can tell me if that worked. And then I'll also post our website. You can go there, and if you're interested in that other team, the special projects team, you can go there and find out more. I believe it's about $1,000 less for the program fee, so it'll be about $25.75 to go, $25.75 or something like that, to go on that second team. That's the special projects team. So yeah, thank you so much for being with us today to learn more about these teams, and Tanner and Maren and Kathy, and we have lots of people that are happy to answer any more questions. If you think of things after this broadcast, we're more than happy to answer by email or text or phone or anything. So please feel free to send any and all questions our way. So I think it looks like those were all the questions, and I think, and please, again, just reminder to go to that that link and fill out the survey, which will help us as we move forward to know what you're looking for in a team and help you to keep in touch, and help us to keep in touch with you and keep you aware of different teams and things that are coming out different dates. So thanks for being with us today, and it was really great to be here with you. Bye.